Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Course Fundamental of Computers, Course Code 8403, Level BBA. Unit 6, Working with Application Softwares. What is application software? An application software is a program or group of programs designed for end users. These programs are divided into two classes: system software, application software. While system software consists of low-level programs that interact with computers at a basic level, application software resides above system software and includes applications such as database programs, word processors, and spreadsheets. Application software may be bundled with system software or published alone. Types of software. Different types of application software include application suite. It has multiple applications bundled together. Related functions, features, and user interface interact with each other. Enterprise software addresses an organization's needs and data flow in a huge distributed environment. Enterprise infrastructure software. It provides capabilities required to support enterprise software systems. Information worker software addresses individual needs required to manage and create information for individual projects within departments. Content access software used to access content and addresses a desire for published digital content and entertainment. Educational software. It provides content intended for use by students. Media development software. It addresses individual needs to generate and print electronic media for others to consume. Acquiring software. Taking into account that the operating system is just the platform on which you are going to do everything you need to do with your computer. You will also need the software which will help you make those things come true. Understand software as a single word for large sets of instructions the computer will need to carry out the task we will ask it to do. Software comes in applications. Applications are composed of a variety of programs, and they are usually stored in a folder on the system hard disk. Some of those programs are the information the user generates, which are usually called user files. Word processing programs. Word processing software is used to manipulate a text document such as a resume or a report. You typically enter text by typing, and the software provides tools for copying, deleting, and various types of formatting. Some of the functions of word processing software include creating, editing, saving, and printing documents, copying, pasting, moving, and deleting text within a document, formatting text such as font type, bolding, underline, or italicizing, creating and editing tables, inserting elements from other software such as illustration or photographs, correcting spelling and grammar. Word processing includes a number of tools to format your pages. For example, you can organize your text into columns, add page numbers, insert illustration, etc. However, word processing does not give you complete control over the look and feel of your document. When design becomes important, you may need to use desktop publishing software to give you more control over the layout of your pages. Word processing software typically also contains features to make it easier for you to perform repetitive tasks. For example, let's say you need to send a letter to all your customers regarding a new policy. The letter is the same for all customers except for the name and address at the top of the letter. A mail merge function allows you to produce all the letters using one template document and a table with customer names and addresses in the database. Word processors have the following main functionalities: insert, copy, cut and paste, delete, find and replace, print, word wrap, file management, graphics, font specification, footnotes, cross-reference, headers and footers, macros, layout, spell check, thesaurus. Spreadsheet programs. Spreadsheet software is a software application capable of organizing, storing, and analyzing data in tabular form. The application can provide digital simulation of paper accounting worksheets. They can also have multiple interacting sheets with data represented in text, numeric, or in graphic form. With these capabilities, spreadsheet software has replaced many paper-based systems. Especially in the business world, originally developed as an aid for accounting and bookkeeping tasks, spreadsheets are now widely used in other contexts where tabular lists can be used, modified, and collaborated. Spreadsheet software is also known as a spreadsheet program or spreadsheet application. In comparison to word processors, spreadsheet software provides a distinct advantage when working with numbers. Calculation and functionalities are easier to represent in spreadsheets than in word processors, and thus effective data handling is possible. Spreadsheet software also provides flexible presentation of data. This software is capable of interacting with databases, can populate fields, and can also help in automation of data creation and modification. Spreadsheet software can be shared both online and offline and allows for easy collaboration. Data in spreadsheet is represented by cells, organized as rows and columns, and can be text or numeric. Features like conditional expressions, functions to operate on text, and numbers are also available in spreadsheets. Calculations can be automated, and spreadsheets are generally easier to use than other data processing applications. Graphics software. In computer graphics, graphics software refers to a program or collection of programs that enable a person to manipulate images or models visually on a computer. Computer graphics can be classified into distinct categories: raster graphics and vector graphics, with further 2D and 3D variants. Many graphic programs focus exclusively on either vector or raster graphics, but there are a few that operate on both. It is simple to convert from vector graphics to raster graphics, but going the other way is harder. Some software attempts to do this. Types of graphic software. The two main categories of graphic programs are pixel-based image editors and vector-based image editors. In a nutshell, an image is either comprised of a series of small dots, pixels, or a series of commands about how to draw an image, vectors. You'll know the difference between pixel and vector-based images by zooming on them. If they zoom very close without appearing fuzzy and blotchy, you are working with a vector image. Some of the categories of specialized tools for managing graphics include image management software, image viewers, batch processing tools, web and animation software, diagramming software. What is graphic software used for? Some of the common things people use graphic software for include editing and sharing digital photos, creating logos, drawing and modifying clip art, creating digital fine art, creating web graphics, designing advertisements and product packaging, touching up scanned photos and drawing maps or other diagrams. There are the unconventional uses as well, such as editing video in Photoshop or 3D drawing in Illustrator. Bitmap and vector graphics. Computers can create many kinds of graphics, from simple line drawings to three-dimensional animation. But all graphic files fall into one of two basic categories known as bitmap and vector files. Bitmap. A grid called a bitmap whose cells are filled with one or more colors. The individual cells in the grid can all be filled with the same color, or each cell can contain a different color. The term raster is sometimes used to describe bitmap images. Bitmap images also may be referred to as bitmapped images. The easiest way to imagine how bitmaps work is to think of your computer's monitor. It displays images as a collection of individual colored pixels. Each pixel is a cell in the grid of a bitmapped image. In fact, the individual pieces that make a bitmap image are often called pixels. In this diagram, you can easily see difference between a vector image and a bitmap image. Vector. A set of vectors which are mathematical equations describing the size, shape, thickness, position, color, and fill of lines or closed graphical shapes. Some types of graphics program work with bitmaps, some work with vectors, and some can work with both. Each type of graphics file has its own advantages and disadvantages. Whether you use a bitmap or vector-based program depends on what you are trying to do. For example, if you want to be able to retouch a photo, create seamless tiling textures for the web or for 3D surfaces, or create an image that looks like a painting, you will choose bitmap-based software. Vector-based software is your best choice if you want the flexibility of resizing an image without degrading its sharpness, the ability to reposition elements easily in an image, or the ability to achieve an illustrative look as when drawing with a pen or pencil. Perhaps more than other types of computer-generated documents, graphic files requires users to understand and work with different types of file formats. A file format is a standardized method of encoding data for storage. File formats are important because they tell the program what kind of data is contained in the file and how the data is organized. it is necessary to understand the graphic file formats so that one may choose a software accordingly. File formats may be proprietary or universal. The structure of a proprietary file format is under the sole control of the software developer who invented the format. Universal file formats are based on openly published specifications and are commonly used by many different programs and operating systems. For example, Adobe Photoshop by default saves images in its proprietary PSD format, but it also can save files in several universal formats such as TIFF, GIF, JPEG, PIC, and TGA. Nearly all bitmap-based graphic programs can use many of the file formats. For this reason, these formats are said to be compatible with such programs. For example, most bitmap-based programs can open, read, and save a file in GIF format and convert it to a different bitmap format such as HF. Most vector-based programs create and save files in a proprietary file format. These formats are either incompatible with, cannot be used by other programs, or they are not totally supported by other programs. The problem with incompatibility led developers to create universal file formats for vector-based programs. Only a handful of common file formats such as DXF, Data Exchange Format, and IGES, Initial Graphics Exchange Specification, exist for vector graphics. Thank you. That sums up the 6th unit.